Hello everybody. Today I'm going to talk about why most websites don't work and what you should do about it. First of all, let's go back to my last lesson on the key to successful marketing. Remember I said that the key to successful marketing was you must be able to enter the conversation taking place in the head of your prospect. Or another way to look at it is to be able to address the number one question on your prospect's mind at just the right time. And as I told you, it's actually quite simple to do when you know and understand the fundamentals of marketing. Because the conversation that's taking place in every prospect's mind revolves around two major points. There's a problem they have that they don't want, and there's a result they want that they don't have. And that you need to create a message so compelling that it practically forces your prospect to buy what you sell. And I called the marketing formula I use the conversion equation, which was the interrupt, the engage, the educate, and the offer. Interrupt is your headline, which means it's the first thing someone sees when they visit your website, read any of your marketing, or hear you speak. When someone asks you what you do, it's the first words that come out of your mouth. That's your headline, and it must address the problem your prospects have and don't want. Next is your engage, which is your subheadline, which is the second thing your prospect sees or hears, and it must address the result your prospect wants but doesn't have. Third is the educate. It's the information you provide, either verbally or in writing, that presents evidence to your prospects that you and your product or service are superior in every way to your competition. Unfortunately, most businesses aren't different from their competitors, and that's why you must innovate your business to create what I refer to as a market-dominating position. You must make your business unique. It must stand out from the crowd. It must make your prospects say to themselves that they'd be absolute idiots to buy from anyone else but you, regardless of price. And finally is the offer. You must create a compelling offer that makes it so irresistible your prospects can't turn it down. So with these fundamentals in mind, let's see how your website stacks up. Let me show you a website that was recently revised for a child psychologist so you can see what I mean. And then have a look at your website as a comparison. Here's the child psychologist's original website. This is typical for his profession, and 99% of his colleagues' websites look exactly like this. Notice the generic headline: Parenting Advice and Resources from Dr. John Smith. He has to have a headline like that because he's attempting to be all things to all prospects. Basically, this doctor helps parents deal with adolescent problems. Look at the 9 areas he services: emotionally disturbed kids, behavioural problems, teen pregnancy, peer pressure, and so on. So let's compare this site with the fundamentals we've just discussed. First, you must create a market-dominating position. This doctor could actually create 9 of them by simply positioning his specialty in each of these 9 individual areas. But for example, let's say we decide to start with the top condition on his list: emotionally disturbed kids. These are kids that yell, scream, and constantly have a highly belligerent attitude towards their parents. They scream at them and are known in some cases to threaten the parents. These kids can't be reasoned with, and these poor parents have no clue how to deal with this situation. So, here's what this doctor needs to do: forget his website completely. This doctor needs what I call a squeeze page or a landing page. It's a single page that's online and that specifically addresses only one condition. So what should this page look like, and what should it say? Remember the second fundamental. You must enter the conversation taking place in the head of your prospect. There's a problem they have that they don't want, and there's a result they want that they don't have. This is where we implement the first 2 components of the conversion equation, the interrupt and engage. The headline is the interrupt, and it must address the problem they have and they don't want. Here's the landing page we created for this doctor. Notice the headline: Are you sick and tired of the yelling, screaming, and belligerent attitude of your child? Do you think that addresses the problem these parents have and they don't want? I sure reckon it does. Now for the engage, which is the subheadline, and it must address the result they want but they don't have. Notice it says, now you can discover the secrets to controlling your child and instantly restore peace and quiet in your home. You think that's the result that they're really looking for? Absolutely. Now let's look at the third conversion equation component, the educate. In the doctor's original website, because he's trying to appeal to all prospects, his video said this: Greeting parents, I want to welcome you to Remarkable Parenting. You will find tons of great information here, with hundreds of pages of articles. Think how ridiculous that sounds. If I'm one of these parents with a kid that has a belligerent attitude, do I want to read hundreds of pages of articles, or am I searching for a specific solution to a specific problem? Do you see why most websites these days are basically a total and complete waste of money? They don't address the things your prospects are truly looking for. Here's the new video script we created for this doctor. As a parent, are you struggling to gain control of your child's attitude and emotions? Is your child yelling and screaming at you while often displaying a belligerent and sometimes threatening tone that no matter what you do or try, you just can't seem to get under control? My name is Dr. John Smith. I help parents like you every day learn the techniques that will solve these frustrating and destructive behavioural patterns once and for all. In fact, let me prove it to you. Enter your first name and email in the box to the right, and I'll send you a series of 60-second techniques that will immediately restore peace and quiet in your home. Do you think that just might get more prospects to respond to this message? And that brings us to the final component of the conversion equation, the offer. Look at the doctor's original offer. It was for a free consultation. The only prospects that will accept that type of offer are those now buyers. And remember that they're less than 1% of the total number of prospects looking for this type of help. When your offer is to call me, that basically says you're trying to sell to me. We are so used to getting sales pitches these days that we resist calling anyone for fear of being sold to. This type of offer is called an incentive offer, and incentive offers only work for common purchases, emergency situations, and impulse purchases. And remember, most prospects don't buy until they've been exposed to your messaging somewhere between 5 to 12 times. If you tell your prospects to call you, and most won't, how do you keep marketing to them? Obviously you can't. The secret to effective marketing is to offer what prospects truly want. That's information. Let's look at the last sentence of the child psychologist's video script. Enter your first name and email into the box to the right, and I'll send you a series of 60-second techniques that will immediately restore peace and quiet in your home. Now that's a zero-risk offer to the prospect, and it offers them something they truly want, a solution to their problem. And they can receive it by simply providing their name and email address without having to speak to anyone. That's why the offer on this Dr. Squeeze page says, learn the secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of your child in less than 60 seconds. Is that a highly compelling offer that would appeal to the majority of prospects directed to this page? I think so. And do you now see why we call it a landing page or a squeeze page? Because there's no navigation buttons on this page to distract the prospect. In fact, there's only one action they can take. Enter their contact information. Otherwise, have to close the page completely, and if they do, that's when we can redirect them to the doctor's main website to see if there's something else that might grab their attention. That informational offer provides them with the proof that this doctor can actually get them the results that they're looking for, and then within that information is an offer for them to schedule a consultation with the doctor, which they are now more likely to do. But consider these numbers for the doctor's original website. He could easily generate 300 or more leads a month using a pay-per-click campaign on Facebook, where the leads are sent direct to his original website. He then averages around 10% of those leads that will see his offer for the free consultation and will call to inquire about it, which is about 30 prospects. And notice I said inquire about it, not request it. Out of that, 10% will call and consent to the consultation, which equals 3 prospects. Fortunately for most professionals like this doctor, they typically convert 100% of the prospects they get in front of. So those 3 prospects will now become his patients. Note that out of 300 leads, the doctor winds up with only 3 new clients. That's the national average today. 1% of all leads generated will typically convert into a new client. I think that's pathetic. But now let's look at the doctor's new squeeze page. First of all, Let's leave the number of leads at 300 per month, because this squeeze page won't impact that number whatsoever. But let me ask you this and give me your honest opinion. Do you think that this new page will increase the number of prospects that will request this doctor's secrets to gaining and maintaining complete control of their child? The doctor was getting 10% at his old site. What percentage do you think would request this new, more compelling offer? When I show this to clients, they usually say anything from 30 to 50%. But suppose we stay really conservative and just say that 20% request the new offer. That would mean 60 prospects would receive those secrets and actually see for themselves that this doctor's methods really work. And once they do, what percentage of those do you think might request the consultation with the doctor? Remember, it was originally just 10%. And again, most times when I ask people, they usually say somewhere between 30 to 50%. Well, we know he originally converted 10%. So let's be really conservative and just leave that conversion rate the same, 10%. So out of the 60 prospects requesting the doctor's secrets, 6 of them now will request the consultation. And let's assume, like we did before, that the doctor converts all 6 of them into patients. That's an additional 3 patients per month, right? Now let's say the doctor only charges $800 for his services, even though in reality it's typically 3 times that amount. But $800 by 3 new patients is an additional $2,400 a month, which is an annual increase of $28,800. That's a dramatic increase in revenue considering we are being ridiculously conservative and all we did was make some slight changes to the doctor's sites. Well, what if the prospects who consented to the consultation was 20% instead of 10%? That means he would have created 9 new clients and an increase in annual revenue of $86,400. And don't forget, we still only used a very conservative fee of just $800. So let me ask you, if you were able to create a similar squeeze page for your business, how many leads do you think it might generate? Alternatively, if you'd like a hand to make it all happen for your business, book a complimentary call with me. It's just 30 minutes of your time and it will well be worth your effort. So to book a call, just go to kevinhargraves.youcanbook.me and book a call with me. Otherwise, you could go to my website at bestbusinesscoach.com.au where you can receive some free videos on marketing, which will give you a lot of information. Anyway, I'd like to thank you all for being here and have an awesome and successful day.